Ladies and gentlemen, it is with my pleasure to announce that the return of This Week in Valorant is finally here. It's been it's been a while since I've done one of these, months actually. But I've gotten a lot of requests and feedback to bring it back, and some people miss it. Some people say it was even my best series on YouTube. So I wanted to, take some time and bring it back today. So again, every Friday, I don't have like a set time or anything like that, but that's when we're going to be doing it. If this is your first episode or whatever the case is, basically what I do is I go over some stuff in Valorant that happened this week, whether it's drama or results or a tournament or something like that. Something that I do have in my Discord, which you can join in the description, is a This Week in Valorant channel. So if you guys want me to talk about something, if you guys want me to go over something, whether it's an agent, drama, tournament, whatever it is, you can just link it here. I'll put it in the video, and you'll see it on Friday. So the first thing that I want to get into today is Mr. King FPS tweeting about scrims. Now this is a little late. This didn't necessarily happen this week, but it was pretty quiet this week. I'm not gonna lie. So I was kind of like struggling to grab some stuff. So this is gonna be a shorter one. But again, we're still gonna go over what we can. So he's talking about how good NA scrims are right now. People are showing late. They're trolling. They're pushing spawn. They're making bad plays. They're no clipping or ghosting around. All that other shit. Definitely sucks that he has to deal with this, but the state in NA is really tough right now. I don't think that there are more than 8 good teams scrimming right now, and that's no disrespect to anybody. It's just kind of just like how it is on paper. A lot of the scrims are also trial scrims, and if you've never played against a team who is trialing players in a scrim, it is not fun. There is not that much order. There is not that much organization. Everybody is kind of like working on their own. I'm not saying that's necessarily a pug, but it's definitely leaning towards that style. So practice quality in NA is shit right now. It is the off season. There are a lot of moves being made, but I think it's important to take note that you just got to try to get the most out of whatever you can, right? So what I mean by that is if you are running into people who are trolling, no matter how good they are, just use your blacklist. I talked about it in my most recent YouTube video, which was scrim etiquette and how to practice. If you haven't seen that, you can see that here. I basically go over how you should scrim and how you should practice, how you should treat others, really simple stuff. But moving on, our new bundle drop, Soul Stride. I was really disappointed in this. And I don't know if anybody feels the same way, but I just can't believe that they add a scythe. This is so cool. They add a scythe. This isn't like a really like expensive pack. It's one of those that only has like a little like animation to it. It's not like the 4 upgrade levels. It's the 2 upgrade levels. But they add a scythe and they give it the axe animation. Why are we using recycled animations and skins and colors every single pack, no matter what? It is so boring. It is so boring. You are a $1 trillion industry. Show us what you got, man. Hire some designers, hire some whatever the hell they're called to like make this stuff better. Am I wrong in the sense of there should be more knives, there should be more animations, there should be more things that you can add to your gun, maybe even a name tag, maybe even something to track how many kills you have? Like, I think that would be dope. I think that would be dope. And I feel like they're taking advantage of how much we enjoy the game by not adding these instant improvements. And what I mean by that is this. Why are they going to put a bunch of effort in and like develop this new groundbreaking stuff when the game is doing extremely well? There's so many people playing, there's so much involvement in it. They're going to keep releasing this like really basic like kind of like filler content. If you ever watched Naruto, like there's a lot of like filler episodes, and what that means is like they don't really pertain to the main storyline or the main plot, but they're just there to exist so you keep watching, right? It's kind of the same situation here. I really want to see them take a step in the right direction. And that goes hand in hand with what we're going to go over next here is Deathmatch. Deathmatch is another great example. Deathmatch is by far one of the worst game modes this game has to offer. It is terrible for practice because you go up against random people that don't match your skill level whatsoever. People who buy shotguns, Odins, shorties, people who sit in corners, they don't move, they hide, they run around with their knife out. It's horrible. That is an example of something where I want to see it improved. I want to see a time, like there being a no time limit, there being no score. I wouldn't even mind seeing deathmatch ranks, like if they wanted to bring that out. Why is deathmatch an arcade mode? I think that Valorant is so petrified of doing anything that Counter-Strike did because they think that like I don't know. I don't know the reasoning. Maybe they think that people will think that they're copying them. You know what I mean? You have a 5v5 shooter. You got a gun called an op. Okay, it's Counter-Strike, guys. You can stop this whole facade. No one's gonna get mad at you if you implement things that Counter-Strike has. We're gonna fucking rejoice because the game's gonna be playable. But something I do want to go over is what Android said here. DMing with no audio. No audio. Pre-firing people who aren't ready for you will give you false confidence and many other bad habits. Don't get mad at people who use audio. Rather, use it as a challenge to improve your movement and crosshair placement. Healthy/learning mindset always. I'm not going to say that he's wrong because he's not. I'm going to say that I disagree with him because I think that DMing with no audio isn't actually a good thing. Using your audio in this game to see where people are coming from is very important. I do agree completely that pre-firing people who aren't ready for you will give you false confidence and create a bad habit. I agree with that, but that's an honor system thing. So if you want to practice your mechanics and you go into a deathmatch and you are pre-firing people and you are flanking people because you hear them running, those type of habits, you're making yourself worse at the game. So if people want to do that, that's fine. But understand that DMing with audio is perfectly fine, number one. And number two, more effective than DMing without audio. All you need to do is make sure that you aren't cheesing it. You aren't playing to win. You aren't pre-firing people. You aren't trying to, flank the nearest person that isn't looking at you, right? Take your fights, focus on your movement and your crosshair placement, and you keep your audio on because that will help you, pick things up, right? Because you're not going to practice necessarily just one single thing in deathmatch unless that is your goal. But there's a lot of time where you have an opportunity for a spray transfer or, a 180 kill or whatever the case is, right? And all those kind of like opportunities kind of go out the window when you can't hear because you don't know where people are coming from. There's nothing wrong with knowing where something is coming from because that's how it's going to be in the actual game setting. Again, I do agree that people don't play by the honor system and they do cheese deathmatch and they try to win and all that other bullshit. But again, if you're actually a good player, you don't want to do that because you're not going to make yourself any better. I've talked about this in almost every single episode that I've dropped of this series. I understand that a lot of people, for some reason, see me as the ranked police or things like that. I will never back down from the beliefs that I have and how I think that the game should be played. It will never happen. I have seen it in other games, and I know that it can be reciprocated here. But the big name streamers, and I'm not going to name any names, but you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. People who don't try, people who make fun of you for running a fake, people who make fun of you for defaulting, people who make fun of you for playing the bomb. All these big pros and these big content creators, that's all they say. It's all this coping bullshit when they're losing and they're getting outplayed. They don't even know where to begin on what to do right, and they're just getting outplayed. And all they do is cry and bitch and moan. Oh, they're playing so slow. Oh, this guy has mollies. What a cringe lord. Oh my god, it's a fake. We all instantly rotated to A because we banged pots and pans over there. So we're like fucking zombies from Walking Dead and we just ran over to the noise. It's embarrassing how easy it is to be a high rank in this game, and it should change. It should change. It should absolutely change. And again, that's what I kind of push for. So, if you weren't paying attention, Tiffae, a ranked streamer, kind of had an interaction with Mrfunhaver. The context behind this is they're winning 2-0, right? So most of you know what a bonus round is. If you don't know what a bonus round is, it basically means that the team who's winning 2-0 is going to take a bonus round where they're kind of on an eco/half buy so they can buy into the next round fully rather than kind of forcing here, right? So in this situation, Tiffae, who's the fade, is telling Cypher, Mrfunhaver, that he should save this round. He kind of says, no, I'm going to buy, I have an idea. And she says, are you sure you want to force? And he says, yes. And she says that she believes in him. So he has a really nice round, gets a 4K.
Are you sure you want to force? Are you sure you want to force? Are you sure you want to force?
Are you okay?
Are you sure you want to force?
Did you forget the part where I said I believed in you, Cypher?
So he has a pretty immature reaction there, kind of like mocks her for saying that. I think he took it a little bit personal when she didn't believe in what he wanted to do, which was force with Light Armor Vandal. Tim knows that he's in the wrong here, but this is just another example of just if you don't have anything, kind of nice to say, just don't say it at all. In Tim's defense, what he said was that he felt like he was kind of being treated like an idiot, where she was telling him what to do and backseating him all game long, and I can understand that firsthand. I can understand that firsthand when someone is trying to tell me how to play the game. It's annoying, I don't want to hear it, but you don't want to immediately react and start something, right? So again, he knows that he's wrong on that, but this is just an example of what you shouldn't do in ranked, right? So again, it goes both ways. There's an entire VOD. Multiple clips have been posted out of context. You shouldn't pick a side altogether, let alone on this clip alone. Both these players are in the wrong. It just comes down to the fact of you want to try to keep a neutral or a positive playing ground on your team, especially in ranked, because that is what will actually win you games. It's not a superhuman IGL calling strats every round. It's not cryocells dropping 45. It's the basic understanding of how to work together and have a good time. That is the stuff that will win you games 9 times out of 10 compared to someone trying to hard carry and people beefing with each other. Another example I have for you is a player named Cryptx. Some of you may have heard that name. I don't have the most personal knowledge about Cryptx. I've known him for a while. I've seen a lot of tweets about him in the past and, in the present, talking about how, he's a shit talker and he's toxic as fuck and he's an idiot and all this other stuff. I never really believed that just because I didn't see that side of him with my own eyes. I only saw the clips. I only saw the tweets. I didn't actually know what happened. And I personally don't like to, again, pick a side or, immediately judge somebody off of what I see on Twitter. So, I'm watching my friend Moose's stream here, and we have a situation that happens.
Don't talk to him on stream mode like that.
Actually, I forgot to turn
Why is
it
everyone
on.
so weird tonight? I'm genuinely curious. Do
I'm
your
not
parents like
weird.
beat you or some shit? Not you, Reina. Like, do your parents love you?
So Moose makes a joke to the Jet. He wasn't even talking to Omen, who is Cryptx, and then Cryptx says, "I genuinely wonder why everyone is being so weird tonight. Do your parents hate you?"
Bro, last time you were being like this
When's
in
the
a
last
game.
time you
Listen.
spoke to Reina? When's the last time you spoke to them? Tell me.
And then he says, "When's the last time you spoke with your parents?" while he's trying to respond.
2 days. But listen, last time you shit talked to me in a ranked game, you DM'd me on Twitter afterwards saying you apologize and you're sorry for being a dick and shit like that. So maybe just think before you talk.
So this entire situation gets blown out of proportion. From this argument, Cryptx then begins to no-com the ranked game, forcing every round. He opens Moose's stream and starts listening to what he's saying about him, reading the chat messages, etc. He starts calling Moose a liar, saying that he's throwing dirt on his name and making shit up. But again, you don't want to be this type of guy. It's just not worth it. I don't care what you have going on in real life. I don't care if you're a bodybuilder. I don't care if you have $1 million in the bank. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. It is not worth your time, your breath, your energy to do this shit, man. Take the game serious. Try your best. Play to win. And move on if you lose. They won this game. It's not even about losing, but they won this game. But it's like, fuck, man. I have been seeing this week after week after week, and I'm going to continue to see it week after week after week. But holy shit, man. I am trying to spread the gospel here. Like, I'm not trying to tell these people that they got to go to church every fucking Sunday. All I'm trying to say is to shut the fuck up. There is no point to act like this, man. And again, this happens to me every single day. I just don't bother showing the clips here. You know what I mean? But we have to set a higher standard to get past this point. We have to set a higher standard if we want the game to improve. Okay? And I know that not every single famous person and not every single pro player is going to watch this video. But the people who are, maybe some of you are aspiring pros or you do stream, try to set the tone. Try to normalize trying to win again. Let's bring that back when trying was actually impressive and it was cool and it was nice to win. Okay? Let's try to bring that back because right now the norm is drinking on stream with a vape and saying that you don't care in your Valorant accent and all good and lil dude or lil bro and you lose every game. Like how is that any fun? How does anyone enjoy even watching that? I just don't understand. But again, I'm happy that This Week in Valorant is back. I appreciate you guys, letting me know, how much you liked it or that you missed it or whatever the case is. I'm live every single day. I'll see you there, even after this video will be uploaded. But I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you have anything down below that you want to leave, stuff that I should go over, drop it there. If you're not in Discord, join Discord. That's all from me. Tdawgg out of here. Deuces.